નમસ્કાર, હું આદર્શ છું. વેલકમ ટુ આદર્શ એજ્યુકેશન સોસાયટી.
Hello students, today we will study about the measures of central tendency. This is the topic of standard 9, chapter number 14, statistics. So what is this measure of central tendency? Center, right? So this word is very good known by all of us. Center. Center means one of the thing that is in the middle around all the things. So here also the meaning of this central tendency is same like this. So this word is used actually to represent only one data. That data gives the information about all the data around that data, right? Like suppose if we take an example of your marks, your percentage, right? In standard 7, in standard 8, whatever the percentage you get, right? That only one data. Suppose you get the 18 percentage of the marks, right? So that 18 percentage is the only one figure by which anyone can think about that you have get the marks. In some subject you have get the marks higher than 18, and in some of the subjects you have get the marks lower than 18, right? So these are the one measurements by which we can find out that what is the data around it, right? And that is called the central tendency. Okay, so now here we have to study about these three measures of the central tendency. First is the mean, second one is the median, and third one is the mode. So here, first measurements of the central tendency, that is mean, right? So what is mean? Mean is actually average, right? So whenever you calculate your percentage, then you are using this mean, that means the average, right? Whatever the marks you get, suppose you have there 6 subjects, so you add all the 6 marks of all the subjects and divide it with the number of the subjects, and then you will get the average, right? And that is the mean, right? So mean is actually whatever we are using till now, but we don't know about that it is a mean. So now let us take one of the example to understand this thing. Here one of the question is that example number 10, that 5 people were asked about the time in a week they spent in doing social work in the community, and the time here we have are 10 hours, 7 hours, 13 hours, 20 hours, and 15 hours. Right? So these 5 peoples, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So these are the time of the 5 peoples they are taking in doing the social work. Right? So here we have to find out the average or mean time in a week devoted by them for the social work. So here simply we can take the first value as x1. So we can take it as a 10. Second value 7. x3 third value 13. x4 fourth value 20. And x5 fifth value is equals to 15. Now the formula of the mean is like this. Mean we can represent as an x bar, and mean is what? The sum of all the observation, sum of all the observation divided by total number of observation, total number of observation. So here how many observations here we have? Total 5 observations are there. So here sum of all the observation means add all these observations, 10 plus 7 plus 13 plus 20 plus 15, and here total number of the observation. How many observations are there? Total 5. Right? So actually these values are what? x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 plus x5, and the total observations, that is equals to 5. Now add all these numbers and we get the divided it with the 5. So here total, here we get is 65, and here the division is with the 5, right? So here we get the 30. 35 is 65. So the division here we get is 65. That means the mean here we get is equals to 13. So this is what 13, what is the unit? These all are the hours. So here we get the 13 hours. So this is we get the. So here we can say that each and every the mean time of the social working of all these 5 people, we can say that it is an 13 hours, right? So here we are actually what doing sum of all the observations. So here we are writing like this, that mean is equals to x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 plus x5 upon total number of observations, suppose n. Here it is 5. So here we have completed this sum, but let us understand one more thing, that here if we want to write down for 5 data, then we can write down from x to x5. But suppose the data is for 30 students or 30 peoples, then we have to write down from x1, x2, x3 up to x30, and that will be the lengthy process. So to reduce that process, we have a symbol here, and that symbol is sigma. The symbol is that sigma. So here simply we can write down sigma xi upon n. Mean is equals to sigma xi upon n. What is I? I is the value. Here we have write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I is the value from 1 to 5. For this case, I is from 1 to 5. I is changed from 1 to 5. x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. And this symbol of the sigma, that means the addition. Addition of all these observations from x1 to x5. So now for 30 students, if we want to write down 30 data or we want to add, then from 1 to 30 here we have to consider. I is equals to 1 to 30 xi upon n. So instead of writing this lengthy process, we can simply use here the symbol of this sigma. This sigma is a Greek letter, and sigma means addition. Okay, so this is the formula of the mean, that is x bar is equals to sigma xi upon n, and here we have used that formula, that sum of all the observations upon total number of the observation, right? So by observing, by only this data 13, we can say that the sum of the informations are more than 30, that is 20 and 15, and some are the less data, that is 7 and 10, right? So no more data are there which is of 1 value, 2 value, 3 value, right? All the observations are near about 30, around 30, right? So that is why this number, this mean is called the measure of central tendency, right? Now let us take one of the example of the exercise 14.1, 14.4. And question number 1. Here we have given that the following number of goals were scored by a team in a series of 10 matches. So here we have given the data like this: 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 1, 3, 3, 4, and 3. So these are the goals were scored by a team in 10 different matches. First match they scored the 2, in second match they scored the 3, in third match they scored the 4 marks, and accordingly in 10th match they scored the 3 goals. So here we have to find out we have to find out mean, median and mode, but here just we will find the mean, right? So here we can write down these observations as x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, but this will be here 10 data, so we will use this formula, that is x bar bar is equals to sigma xi upon n. Now sigma xi means the addition of all these numbers, that is 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 0 plus 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 3 upon total observations are 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now add all these numbers and divide it with the 10 and we will get our answer, that is mean x bar. 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 5, 10, 10 plus 4, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21 plus 4, 25 and 3, 28. 28 upon 10 and here we get the answer 2.8. So the mean of all these goals here we get is equals to 2.8. In the same way, question number 2 here is, in a mathematics test given to 15 students, the following marks are recorded. So here we have given the marks of the 15 students and we have to find out the mean. Actually we have to find out mean, median and mode, but here we will find out the mean. So we can use this formula, that is x bar is equals to sigma xi upon n. So here we have to add all these numbers. So the numbers we have given is 41 plus 39 plus 48 plus 52 plus 46 plus 62 plus 54 plus 40 plus 96 plus 52 98 40 42 52 and 60, and all this data we have to divide here with 50 because the total number of the observations here are 50. So now let us add all these numbers. 2 plus 2 4, 8 12 13 14 20 24 26 26 plus 6, that is 32 34 34 and 8 42 42 plus 9 51 52, 5 is the gate. 6 plus 5 11 11 plus 5 gives 16 20 20 plus 4 24 24 and 9 33 33 and 5 38 38 and 9 47 47 plus 4 51 51 plus 5 56 56 plus 6, that is 62 62 plus 4 66 66 plus 5 71 plus 4 75 75 plus 3 78 and 78 plus 4 79 88 82 8 22 upon 15. See here, this number 8 9 to 11 12, it is divisible by the 3. 15 is also divisible by the 3. So 15 5 is a 15. Here we have got with 3, that is 3 to the 6. 3 to the 6, 2 is the carry, 21. 7 is a 21. 1 is the remainder 12. So 3 4s are 12. 275 274 upon 5. So here we get 5 5s are 25, 24, 5 4s are 20, 4 and 0, 5 is are 40. So here we get the answer, that is equals to 54.8, right? So the mean average marks of the 15 student here we get is 54.8, right? and this is, we can also call the average. Average and mean are the similar words. So this is the first measurement of the central tendency, that is mean. Okay, so this is all about this lecture. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.